We ready? Ready? All right. Good afternoon, ladies and gentlemen. I want to welcome you to our August 12th City Council meeting. Mayor Talley is out of town. If you'll stand as we pledge allegiance.
Allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all.
I will ask Bobby Chin if he'll ask the invocation.
Would you bow your heads, please? Heavenly Father, we thank you for this opportunity that we as elected officials of the city of Graham can take care of the business of our citizens. We ask that you grant us wisdom and discernment as we take care of this meeting today. We thank you, dear Lord, for the blessings you bestowed upon our community. And we ask that your guiding hand guide us now today. These things we ask in the name of your Son, Jesus Christ. Amen.
Amen.
We're now going to recognize Kevin Pugh, the Inspector of the Year. If you'll step forward, please, sir. I'd like to recognize our Assistant City Manager, Aaron Holland.
All right, thank you, Mayor Pro Tem. I have a little write-up here of Kevin to sort of give everyone in the audience sort of a background of his greatness. So Kevin Pugh has been selected as the District 4 Inspector of the Year for his exemplary dedication, unwavering commitment to public safety, and exceptional inspection skills.
Aaron, hey, Tanner, would you like for your wife to come up?
Sure. Sure.
How did you walk up by yourself?
Thank you, ma'am.
All right. So Kevin handles all residential inspections for the city of Graham, inspecting all 4 trades, and has successfully finished 546 new single-family dwellings and 144-unit apartment building, all in the last year, utilizing exceptional time management, keen analytical abilities, and thorough attention to detail with outstanding knowledge of building, plumbing, mechanical, and electrical codes. Good gracious, that sounds pretty impressive. Kevin's proactive and fair approach with contractors has fostered a stronger relationship between contractors and the City of Graham's inspections department, resulting in a decrease in code violations. Kevin's tireless work ethic, integrity, and passion to work well with others made him a deserving recipient of this prestigious honor. You gonna frame this?
Right there, like the dog face. Awesome.
Thank you, Mr. Kevin.
Congratulations.
Kevin, do you want to say anything?
I need this. I can't think of another jurisdiction that I would want to work in. That's the main thing. That working for the city of Graham the past 10 years has been, I don't know, just a blessing. And to have the best director in the trade doesn't hurt what I'm able to go out there and do. So I appreciate it. And I appreciate our council, our manager, assistant city manager, and everybody that supports me. Thank you.
Okay. All right, we're moving on to our consent agenda. Approve the minutes from our July 8th meeting and our closed session meetings minutes approval of resolution awarding Chief Baker her badge and service weapon. C, to approve a resolution awarding a contract to Pipes Unlimited Incorporated in the amount of $501,137. $134, I'm sorry, for East Hardin Street water project upgrades. D, to approve a budget amendment recognizing the anticipated after-school revenue and allocation to, for funds for full-time youth program director, a part-time school after-school staff, and to approve an amendment to the pay plan to include the news positions and fee, and an amendment to the fee schedules for the after-school program. And E, to approve the settlement for real estate tax collections totaling $104,449.27 for fiscal year 24-25, and tax release of $4,650.54. I would like item D pulled, and I'll make a motion that we approve items A, B, C, and E. I have a second.
Second the motion?
All in favor? Aye. I will recognize Megan, our city manager. Megan, if she will explain item D, please.
Yep, absolutely. I can give you a brief overview, but I would like our rec director, Brian Fawcett, to stand up and kind of go through more of the details of this. During the COVID era, the rec center offered some after-school or school-type activities. With the summer program this year, there's been more of an interest from parents in offering an after-school program where, from the list of schools that are in your packet, we would pick those children up, bring them to the rec center, and keep them for after-school care, very similar to the summer day camp program that we have currently, based on a certain number of students, and there's an in-city cost and an outside city cost. The program is expected to sustain itself, so the revenue brought in from the after-school program is anticipated to cover the cost. The budget amendment itself would recognize the anticipated revenue and expense it. So it would be a net, no increase to taxpayers. It's not taxpayer dollars or anything funding this. Mr. Fawcett can go through the details of the proposed program, but if it's approved, there would need to be a budget amendment, a pay plan revision, and a fee schedule revision, because none of this was included in the budget ordinance as adopted.
So Megan hit it pretty square on the head. There's been an increase interest over the past few years for an after-school program, again, based off of our, or I guess based around our summer day camp program. We have the space at the Recreation Center to operate a program. We piloted a program with the Boys and Girls Club a few years ago. They operated a program outside or out of our Recreation Center. They no longer do that. It was part of a grant system, and so they're no longer doing that. But that gave us the interest from the community, that showing that students from North Graham, South Graham, Hall River, Graham Middle School, and River Mill are needing an additional after-school option within our city. So I can go into other details. Marquis Graves, our center supervisor, is here to go into some of the planning details of what the actual day would look like, or that afternoon. We would pick up around 2:30 whenever the kids get out. We have the infrastructure with the activity bus and the mini bus to make that happen. So there's no upfitting for this program. It's simply providing a much needed service to our community. And I think you can see that the prices are fairly low. It matches what the school system does. So we're, again, just kind of offering another option for our citizens.
Anybody have any questions?
Sure.
I'll make a motion that we, that. Yeah.
I think the manager partially responded to it, but in other words, this youth programs director is not in the budget.
No, there's a summer day camp program, coordinator, summer camp program that is a part-time position that's in the budget for every year, but a full-time position for this is not, which is why a pay plan revision would need to be approved if city council approves this program.
And is this a year-round position or a seasonal?
Correct, year-round.
And how much is it?
I think it's a pay grade 18. The number for that off the top of my head, I could not tell you.
Cumulatively?
Yeah, I did good to remember the pay plan number.
right.
I don't know that I could tell you the salary range, but it's pay grade 18.
Okay, and then the part-time staff is how many?
Part-time staff, I'll let Brian answer that one.
Yeah, that would depend on registration. We like to keep our numbers at a 1-to-15 ratio. Ideally, we're at at least a 45 participant number. So that's a director and 2 part-time staff.
All right, so the total amount of the budget amendment is how much then?
80,000, 82,000,
2.
And that's an annual amount.
correct.
Thank you.
Second,
What was the motion? I didn't hear it.
Can we repeat the motion, please?
I didn't hear it.
The motion was that we approve item D with the amendments to the pay plan, including the new positions, amendment to the fee schedules, as set forth for the after-school program.
I'll second the motion.
All in favor?
Aye.
Aye.
Thank you.
Thank you. Thank you for offering it. Okay, we're moving on. We do have one public hearing tonight. It's a joint annexation ordinance between Burlington and Graham along the Racetrack Road property. I will recognize Assistant Manager Aaron Holland to bring us up to speed on this.
Thank you again. This item has been tabled a few times now, but to give you a summary, this was brought up by a private developer, Glenwood Homes, initially, where they were looking to annex property off of Racetrack Road into the city of Graham in order to develop it. I would say the majority of that property is within the boundaries of Graham's ETJ, but there are there's a small area that is within the city of Burlington's ETJ, but unfortunately, they have been sort of in a stalemate position because we're unable to service that property with utilities, and Burlington is, but Burlington also has a policy where if they offer any utility, then that property has to come into their city limits. So this agreement is being proposed so that they're able to bring this property into the city limits of Burlington so that they could connect to the utilities that are in the area where we don't offer that for them. It's really up to council whether or not you would like to move forward with this agreement. Obviously, there are benefits and negatives to it both, but obviously it's your choice in the end.
I'll make a motion that we open the public hearing.
Second.
Is there anyone from the public who would like to speak? Step forward, please. Then no one has stepped forward. I'll make a motion. We close the public hearing.
second,
All in favor?
aye.
Mr. Mayor, I move to approve the ordinance for Burlington Graham Joint Annexation Agreement and MOU as presented.
I'll second your motion. All in favor?
Aye.
Boy, we're on a record pace here. Um, our new business is a special event, Fall Fest in downtown Graham. I will recognize, Assistant County, City Manager Aaron Holland on this property.
All right, and the applicant might be Cheryl here. Oh, I see the back, okay. She may be able to speak to the event just a little bit more, but just to give you a rundown of the information that was presented to staff. This is an event that is coming before council for the first time, and that's why it's on the agenda in under the new business versus the consent agenda. They're looking to host a fall fest for Saturday, September 27th. There are no streets that are being proposed to be closed, but they are requesting to be able to utilize the sidewalks around the downtown area for vendor tents as well as parking spaces for food trucks. The event is expected to run from 8 to 6, which would include setup and cleanup time.
Okay. Ma'am, would you step up here and answer a few questions for us? So how many food trucks are you gonna have?
Right now, we have about 3. And actually, one we are going to put, will not be on the street. It'll actually be over at the amphitheater. So there will not be taking up any spaces. The other 2, I think it will take up maybe 1 or 2 parking spaces, if that.
Have all the businesses along Main Street been notified?
Yes, and they've all agreed and consented for use in front of their businesses.
Now, how much of the sidewalks will y'all take up?
I think just a standard 10 by 10 tent can be put out.
Okay,
There's still going to be enough room for the public to utilize the sidewalks.
any other council members have questions?
So about how many tents are we talking about?
We actually haven't completed everything yet because we wanted to wait to make sure we had approval before we continued with vendor registration.
But
And-
we,
Go ahead.
I was gonna say, we are, not just gonna keep it right there on Main Street. This time we're gonna, like we did last year, but we're gonna like spread it throughout the rest of the square. So they'll be coming back, we'll move them around the square, down on South Main Street if needed, and then come through on both sides. What street is that right there? Elm Street.
Street.
And yeah.
Yeah.
So everybody will be spread out. There'll be lots of room for everyone to walk, have a good time. And people will be able to go in and out of the businesses. It's something that, will benefit the businesses, and then the community will, pumpkins and kids,
Mm.
a great time.
Can you explain a little bit about what the Fall Festival actually is? Like what type of vendors you're gonna have, or people?
It's gonna, well,
Just,
so it's
just kind of let everybody know what it is,
right, so it will be like there'll be craft, there'll be artists, local artisans who, leather maker and, oh gosh.
Jams, jellies, all those kind of
Honey, all
things.
that kind of stuff,
Yeah.
kind of the usual.
Real
Everything,
typical festival.
Okay.
candy,
vendors.
we'll have candy apples
Yeah.
and cotton candy and funnel cakes. So it'll be,
Yeah.
it'll be a fun.
We're also trying to be very mindful of not putting people or accepting vendors that actually, if a business downtown does something, we don't want to have 10 coffee trucks, if you know what I'm saying. We don't want to take business away from somebody else. We just want to enhance and bring people down so that they can enjoy and see what businesses are downtown.
What about the porta potties? Where are they gonna go? I said you were gonna have 2 porta potties on the application.
So one is going to, and again, this is not in stone yet. We were thinking about over where the pumpkin patch would be one, and then down closer to over where, the amphitheater thing over there, over in that area, which will help keep people from trying to use restrooms in businesses.
All right. Thank you, ma'am.
You're welcome. Thank you.
Thank you.
I make a motion that we approve this event as written and as presented to Aaron.
Wait a minute, I'll second it.
All in favor?
Aye.
Aye. Thank you. Okay, we're moving on to item 3 on our agenda. Under new business. This is boards and commission appointments. We're going to consider 2 appointments tonight. One for the planning board and board of adjustments. Mike Badesh is who we're putting forth to the county as our ETJ member. I make a motion that we appoint Mike to our ETJ on the planning board. All in favor?
I'll second.
All right,
Making second.
all in favor?
Aye.
Aye. On the Recreation Commission, we have 1 vacancy. And I make a motion that we appoint Holly Olis.
Olasowski.
Or how y'all want to pronounce it, to this appointment.
I'll second.
All in favor?
Aye.
Aye. Okay. So my board, my public comment paper did it. Okay. I'm going to recognize Deacon Bill Evan.
Good evening. My name is Deacon Bill Mebbin. I'm here with Deacon Grace Packenham. We're representing Children's Chapel United Church of Christ on 334 East Hardin Street in Graham. We're here to express our concerns pertaining to the new roundabout that's been installed. The new roundabout has left us with a driveway that can't be used because of a hill that blocks as you approach our driveway. And our other driveway is a hazard because as you come, you cannot see cars that are coming around that hill until a very short point in time after you pulled out. There's been several close calls during our Sunday morning services. We've seen issues where people have had to back up traffic to let us out, and which causes a backup in the circle as well. We're not sure who we should be talking to. I was told it may be a state issue, but we figured the best place to start is in the city of Graham since that's where it's located.
And that is an NCDOT project. We'll be happy to get your contact information and relay it to them, or to give you their contact information, or both, whichever works for you.
Okay, so you can arrange it so they can contact us?
Correct.
We'd appreciate that.
Yeah.
All right.
What do you have for Michelle's phone number? Email? Thank you.
Thank you, sir. Ms. Harrison, if you will step forward, please.
Good evening. Like Bill just said, I'm not sure who I should be talking to. I've talked to a lot of people. So I'm just bringing it before the city council for whatever relief you can give in terms of these, what I call minor nuisances. But they are things that can become major accident.
Ma'am, before you get started, would you
happens.
give us your name and address, please?
My name is Barbara Lake Harrison. I live at 325 East Hardin Street. And I am the last two-story brick house as you leave downtown, entering into the roundabout. Okay.
Thank
The first thing that I want to talk about is the roundabout and the exit onto Hardin Street coming from the highway. There are two lanes coming off of Elm Street. The one on the far right does not stop. It turns around and it goes down Hardin Street. The other lane goes into the circle. If you're coming from the highway and you need to exit going to Hardin Street, you literally have to stop in the circle so that you can cross over that right lane coming off of Elm Street. That's going to be a potential hazard. You're going to back up traffic, or there are going to be many accidents. I don't know what can be done at this late point, but I think that's an engineering flaw. There are a couple of things on the edges where new property has been, grassy area has been added. They put down a plastic mesh and they put metal staples, 3-inch staples to hold it down. I spoke with Sam Dunford this morning and I asked him, he's the new engineer, he's replacing Justin, I think. I asked him if they were going to lift that or just let it absorb into the earth. He thinks they're going to leave it. It's going to be a hazard. We have high school kids that come down that street. They don't always stay on the sidewalk. And when those staples start to rise up, they're going to be rusty. There are going to be situations. It may only be one, but that will be one too many. The plastic mesh, I had a broken hip back in January, so I have to get to my mailbox and I have to cross that area. They are planning to move my mailbox out to the little strip between the sidewalk and the curb, but that hasn't happened yet. So in the meantime, I have to cross that area and my cane gets caught, my feet get caught. The grass is not grown in yet. I don't know what relief is going to be once the grass grows in, but that is a potential hazard, especially with the rusty staples. And these things are 3 inches long. And all we need is for some kid to come running down there and a staple turns up the wrong way. I know there are metal detectors that you can find these things and at least get some of them out of there. The other question that I had was, who maintains this extra area? It's in the right of way. So is it my responsibility now to have my yard person to mow this extra yard? I was told in the very beginning that the city was going to maintain it, but I don't see that happening. So I just want it to be known that that is an extra expense on a homeowner, because I'm sure my yard guy is going to charge me more for adding that bit of yard to my service. The amount of dust that was accumulated when they were digging has, if you touch the side of my house, it's gritty. If you look at the parsonage across the street, it's covered. It's not white anymore. It's kind of a dusty beige. And I don't know if there are any funds within the city that can assist homeowners and property owners to do a wash down. I've asked that question of several people on the project. They didn't know. So I'm asking you guys. Flanagan Street, I understand, is not in the jurisdiction of the construction people that are working now, but because their trucks have been coming in and out of there, Flanagan Street is disappearing. The asphalt is cracking from the edges, and we've lost at least 8 to 10 inches on my side of the property, where it's just big chunks are just falling off. And on the far end, going toward Elm Street, there's a fairly large hole that it was there before the construction started, to be fair to them, but Flanagan Street is falling apart. So I don't know what the city can do about that, but the construction people tell me that that's not their jurisdiction. The sidewalk that they put on my side of the street has no rhyme or reason, where I don't know if you call it the beginning or the end, but it's the part that's closest to Flanagan, depends on which way you're traveling on that sidewalk. It's not at the edge of Flanagan. It's like maybe 10, 12 feet from there. I don't know, it looks kind of peculiar, but if you could take a look at that. You know, and I'm bringing all of this because these people are going to disappear. They're going to say, my project is done, I'm out. And you're not going to be able to find them. If it's something that they can rectify while they're on site, on the project, then it's something that the city council needs to be aware of. You need to take a ride down through there and really look at what they're doing and see if this is what you really want the end product to look like. Right now, we've got a muddy puddle in the middle of the roundabout. I don't know if there's any beautification, flowers or shrubbery or anything that's planned for there. Let's see, I think that's about it. I do have some delays getting in and out of my driveway. I was assured from the beginning that I would have access from the right or the left. I do have that access, but there are delays. And I don't know, you know, when there was a stoplight there, the traffic would at some point stop. Now it is continuous. And during rush hour traffic, I try to avoid rush hour traffic, but during rush hour traffic, I can stand there for 10 minutes trying to turn into my driveway from the left if I'm coming from the highway. And in the meantime, there's traffic backed up behind me. So, like I said, I don't know what you can do about it. I lay these concerns at your feet. And as a resident of Graham since the age of 3, well, I was actually born in the parsonage across the street, and my dad pastored Children's Chapel. So I feel like I'm a lifelong resident of Graham, and I think it's a beautiful city, and I want to enjoy the final years of my life without complications with this roundabout. Thank you for your time.
Thank you, ma'am.
And we'll pass those concerns on. That is a NCDOT highway and it's their project. So if there are any issues that result from their work, even when this crew is gone, DOT is still responsible for any of the maintenance that goes with that. So I don't want you to think that just because the crew is gone, and I know exactly where they hide at right now here off of 87. So, but I'm gonna make sure they get the list that you just read out. I'm gonna pull it from the video and make sure they get that list as well as what you have presented as well. So.
Thank you both for coming out and speaking today. Moving on, do we have any city staff Comments? Aaron?
Microphone. We have received some complaints from citizens that live around, Nada Mills Apartments. Back in the day, there was a certain part of Oneida Street and Market that allowed for truck traffic to make deliveries and take things off. Obviously, that's not a mill anymore, but we have had people who have been parking their rigs out there and basically turn them into sort of like a overnight parking for big trucks and trailers. I spoke with Burke about it, and I think the best idea to address it would be to bring back an amendment to our traffic schedule to make it where it's a weight restriction, no parking on those parts that are not part of the rest of those roads. We have those already addressed. So if council's consensus is fine to bring that back next month, we'll bring that back to address those concerns.
You have my support on.
Yep.
Is, okay. Does council have any comments?
I had a couple things. One, I wanted to recognize Joey Parsons for his excellent work as a councilman. I know you're moving out of the city. We hate to lose you. Your experience, your level-headedness, your leadership will be missed greatly. And I hope you will stay in touch and come back and see us, and thank you.
Thank you. That was, when I got to my comment. that was-
Yeah, I'm sorry, I didn't mean
Explain what was
to,
going on.
but, and I had a couple more things about, we had a library commission, meeting today. I just wanted to point out some things, because I know at one point, the county commissioners were talking about possible defunding of the libraries or passing it down to the cities and whatnot. I just kind of want to toot their horn on some of their accomplishments. Because they just did their annual report and their budget, of course. And they had 477,614 items checked out of our libraries in the past year. That is higher than the national trend anywhere. They've had 1,828 programs that they've put on with over 67,000 participants. They put in for a grant, and only 8 libraries can receive this grant nationally. They won the grant. Originally it was for 65,000. They ended up giving them 79,000. So that's a really, highly prestigious thing that they did. They do have 8 vacancies in the library system that they're looking to hire. They said that mostly the grant money will be focusing a lot on adult literacy and things like that, and some teaching people to, use digital types of things, because there's a lot of older folks that don't know how to do that. They have adult craft programs they're going to be returning. They also have people coming in like DSS and Goodwill that come in and work with folks at the library that come in and out. Their staff is quite excellent. Susanna does a great job. Her staff does a great job of keeping these programs going, and they watch who comes in and out of these libraries. They pay a lot of attention to what they do, and they watch who comes in and out of the libraries. And if they see somebody that they haven't seen before, they go up to them and try to help them. They've had people come in just to get out of the heat during the heat wave. And they've been really good about attending to those types of people as well, that are just looking for a cool space to be, So I just kind of wanted to shed a little bit of light on what these guys are doing, because they're doing a lot of great work. They also have a partnership with ACC. So they're doing all kinds of stuff. They've got mobile units that they're sending out into the communities. And they even do plant swap programs now. In fact, the Graham Library is very active in the plant swap business. It got so popular that, you know, they ended up having to expand the program. So they grow these things from seeds and they teach kids about agricultural stuff. So a lot of good stuff going on there. I just wanted to bring that up for a little bit of recognition for our libraries. So, and the folks that run them, that's all I got.
I got one thing. You know, Alcovets is our veterans organization headquartered here in Graham. And come October 11th, out at Cadillac Ranch, we're going to honor the military, first responders, and those in the trades with a concert or a festival. The headline group is the Lax, a very popular country rap band whose following numbers in the hundreds of thousands. But the idea is to invite the military services, the police department, the fire departments, not only Graham, but in all our municipalities to come and recruit. Because I think the age group that will be attending would be probably good fertile ground for prospects. So anyway, there's more information at the Alcovets website, alcovets.org. You can also purchase tickets to the concert. But like I said, there's 4 bands. The Lax is the headliner. Dalton Davis, the Pizzazz, and Christy Wilkins. And the concert, the gates will open at 11 and the concert will be done at 9. But it's a one-day event, October 11th.
Mr. Joey, you got the light
Right.
now.
I had made an announcement a few months back that I had put my house on the market and that at some point I would be moving, and that time has now come. So this will be my last council meeting. I'll be on the council till the end of the month before I move. But this will be my last council meeting. I want to thank all the citizens that put their support in me and elected me to do this position. I hope I served you well. And I just appreciate all these folks here sitting with me up here, and it's kind of a sad day, but thank you.
Well, I can say you'll be dearly missed.
I'm glad you have to follow that one, not me.
And
Now, is your property in our ETJ?
But outside of it,
Ah,
I know, I asked him that.
it's 3 miles from where I'm at now, but it's about 1.5 miles, I think, out of the ETJ.
Will, I've been talking to Aaron about maybe getting an exemption to where we can do spot annexation beyond on our ETJ. So don't give up yet. So being that we have nothing else on the agenda, I make a motion that we adjourn.
Second.
All in favor?
Aye.
Thank y'all.